beautiful. Oh my God.
Nice. Wow. Beautiful.
Wow.
Hi, Peter.
Hi, Maria.
So it's been a lot of months of prepping, making phone calls, putting ideas, sitting with Glenn,
You bet.
sitting with me, sitting with the artists, picking them out. How do you feel about the process?
It was so nice. It's such a nice journey, to meet different kind of artists with different kind of art, We have decided to have tattoo artists and the cooking and the music and the painting and stuff. So it was an amazing journey.
Just talking about the process, and now we're getting close to the actual outcome of it. So we're wrapping up, and you're looking forward to that reaction when they see it.
Really, it's really amazing, to get this kind of process and this kind of project going. So yeah.
Do you believe that a great artist can come from anywhere?
Yes, I think so. If you have enough freedom in mind, you can create. People are creative, but people are stuck into rules. It has to be something like that. I remember that Picasso said, he went to art school, but the rest of his life he was busy, to leave all the stuff he learned, to get something new in his mind and to create something new. Hi Mitch, welcome.
Hi.
Good to have you on the first Faces of Art documentary.
Thank you.
And welcome to the Ciro, Colorado bus stop. We couldn't find a better place on Aruba.
Yeah,
of course.
The rain, so we have a
the
roof
rain
now.
is pouring. Hey, I was wondering, what's your art? I heard you have multiple arts that you're doing, so tell me a bit about it.
Well, I'm mostly known as a singer. Right now, I've been, I think, 12 years already with the band Tsunami. Started a long time ago, but separately from being a singer, maybe a lot of people don't know, but I do visual digital art.
Okay.
So this started as a young boy. I like to paint, and that went over to digital creations in the computer. So I have my own company that does graphics, video, and audio editing, and I also major in marketing.
Okay.
So that's my company. I do that kind of art for work. But the kind of art I do for stress relief is the singing, where you get the energy of the people. So for me, it's not a job. It doesn't feel like a job.
How do your singing start and how your career kicked off?
Well, it started with First Communion. They made me sing. I don't know why. The teacher made me sing. It was Juffrouw Mirna Arends from Savaneta.
Okay.
And she was also the director of the choir. And the choir saw me sing that day. After the First Communion, I got a letter. They sent a letter to my mother to ask if I can become part of the choir.
Okay.
And that's what kick-started it. The years, growing up, different age, different feelings.
Yes, of course.
And your favorite artist can change. I grew up with Michael Jackson. I looked up to him, the singing, the dancing. That was amazing, no?
Yeah.
Now that I'm more grown, I'm more into Latin and soca music.
Okay.
I cannot say I have a favorite, like, this is my favorite artist. I look up to a lot of them, and you grab snippets of them, to create your personality and your style.
On your mood and everything.
Yeah, that's it. It depends on my mood. Like these days, we're in the carnival season, so I wake up twerking. So
Different mood. Right. Yeah, good. But talking about that, is there anything you like to say for people who want to start a kind of career, with a singing career? Is there anything that might inspire or help them?
I always tell young kids to pick an instrument that you like. Start with the instrument because you're gonna learn a lot. You're gonna learn about music. You cannot just be a singer and not know the musical part. And so stick with your instrument. Never let it go. And with that, it will help you with your singing career. Also, so it's a good combination. Yeah. You need to know the musical part of what you're doing, and that will help you. And the two instruments that will help you a lot, you can pick any instrument you like, but I think guitar and piano will be some of the best. Yeah, and just do it with passion. That's you need to have a passion.
Passion
for
is
it.
the most important thing.
Yes, yes.
So Mitch, thank you so much for this
Thank
interview.
you.
It was good to have you, and good luck with all the carnival season
Thank
because
you.
it's crazy business.
Yes,
of course,
yes,
for
yeah,
you,
but I love it. I love it.
Thank you so much. Hi Ryan.
Hi, Peter. How's it going?
Yeah, pretty good. I want to thank you, for joining us at this documentary, Faces of Art, and I'm really proud to have you on board.
Thanks to you. I
as,
feel really
as a
honored.
really my favorite tattoo artist.
Thank
And,
you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, so I was wondering what's a normal day looks like in your tattoo shop.
Well, usually we try to have appointments booked every day, and the days we don't have appointments booked, we just come and get ready for the people that walk in, which usually there's a lot of those.
So you don't have to make an appointment, you can walk in and...
Appointment's always better.
But it must be tiring because there's a lot of concentration. The whole day you have to concentrate because I also know you as a very nice and good painter. So that must be a lot of difference, because it's...
It is. Painting, you can go back. With tattooing, there's no going back. Like, you make a mistake and that's that. Tattooing has changed a lot over the years, man. It has evolved. Like, back in the days, like, if you had a tattoo, you were either a gangster or like a no-good person that would like steal from someone. But like nowadays, you get like doctors, police officers with
right.
tattoos.
Yeah.
So it has evolved a lot, and I'm happy for that. It's becoming more acceptable, like in like different countries. Yeah, we're about to be done right now. Let me clean this up for you.
Good job. I love it.
Ja.
I love it. Thank you so much, Ryan.
You're welcome, Peter.
Always a pleasure to be with you and to have your tattoo, your art
Thank you very much.
on my skin forever. So,
I appreciate you guys too for having me.
yes, of course,
For
you're
this
my
with
friend and you're amazing artist. So thank you for this and thank you for your contribution in this Faces of Art documentary.
Thank
Always
you,
good
sir.
to see you, man. Thank you.
You too.
Yeah, today we are at Atisa, San Nicolas, my favorite art gallery. Thank you, Tito, thank you so much for having us. And of course, thank you to be here with our first Faces of Art documentary. Kim,
Thank you.
cheers to you.
Cheers to you.
So tell the public what you do, what's your profession, what's your art?
Yeah, so I paint with acrylics and I do like a mixed media. So I paint on different backgrounds. For instance, newspaper, craft paper, fabric, so different type of materials. So I mix everything together.
What's the meaning behind the I am paintings?
So yeah, I started it in 2021 because I am is a very strong affirmation. So whatever you think you are, you become, I think. So if you say, I am scared, you live in fear. So if you say, I'm fearless, you don't live in fear and you attract whatever you send out to the world.
That's nice.
Yeah,
Good
so
thinking.
that's why I started this series to help people with problems they might have.
In the art gallery, and we have 3 of your beautiful paintings. And is there anything you like to any painting you'd like to talk about? You share the meaning of your painting.
Yeah, so all 3 of these are inspired by famous artists. So
Okay.
this one is inspired by Jean-Michel Basquiat,
Yes, of course.
Roy Lichtenstein, and this one, the Kiss from Gustav Klimt.
Yeah.
And this one is actually interesting because I used to live in Holland, and in 2015 I quit my job and became an artist. So I worked there for a year, and I did a lot of pop art.
Okay.
And I was inspired by Roy Lichtenstein, so it's nice that I brought it back a decade later in my work. So this Roy Lichtenstein has a painting with the exact same quote and a lady.
Yeah, I know Liechtenstein. Yeah.
And I like the quote because it's girl power.
What do you think about art on Aruba? About are there a lot of talented people, or can you tell something in general about art on Aruba?
Yeah, so I came back to Aruba 6 years ago, so I don't know what was happening before. But 6 years ago, there wasn't much.
Yeah, right.
So for me, I feel it's like developing a lot. So there's a lot of, like your place, the Art Hub, Artisa, Space 21, many different galleries and possibilities to expose. So it's moving upwards, so that's good, because when I just arrived here, I was selling on markets. And
Yeah, right.
yeah. So it's a completely different start. And if you start now as an artist, you have much more possibilities to showcase your art.
Yeah.
So that's good. It's positive.
Kim, thank you so much for this interview. It was nice to have you, and I wish you all the luck with all your magical paintings you will do. So
Thank you for
thank you so
having
much.
me.
Kevin,
Hey, good to see you,
How are you
man.
doing, buddy?
I'm good. I'm good.
to see you.
Yes.
Have a
of
seat.
course. Wow. Very comfy, coach.
of course,
Yeah,
of
yeah.
course, nothing but the best for you.
Yeah.
So how was your day?
Good.
What have you been doing?
So I started pretty early today. I had to work at school. I'm an art teacher at Abraham de Veer School in San Nicolas, where I come from, Chocolate City. And so, yeah, it's been a good day. A good day, good start of the day. Later I'm teaching also, but then it's more like movement. And
Okay.
now just taking a break. And
Yeah, about the start of the day, you know, I'm always wondering kind of motivation, inspiration in the background that keeps you.
at the moment, my students are very now into the carnival season. So what they want to be in the classroom, they want to play a lot of the carnival songs. And also last weekend, I performed actually at the contest.
Oh, wow.
That was on San Nicolas
Yeah,
on
yeah, I know.
Saturday.
Yeah.
So I had to perform, or actually I made some performances for Tsunami Band. And a lot of my students were there. So they were all talking about, Meneer, teacher, we saw you dancing, you're very
Together
good.
with Tsunami, yeah?
Tsunami. And the thing is, my students, they never really saw me move or like do movements.
Yeah.
I'm very much conservative in the classroom.
Yeah.
Not secretive in that way, but they've never seen me move, you know, in that kind of setting. So that was nice for them to also experience. And it is important also for them, you know, to see me in that kind of settings.
How long you have been a dancer now?
Whoa, I mean, I've been moving. I say moving because for me, it's not only dancing. Movement is such more connected to the core. So I actually started very young. I think at the age of 4. I moved in 2009 to the Netherlands, and that was for me like a dream come true, to actually pursue my career.
Amsterdam or?
No, I actually studied first in Utrecht.
Okay.
So I did the Utrechtse Dance Academy. So that was very much focused on the ballet and jazz and contemporary jazz, ballet. Yeah, these 3 disciplines. And after that, I enrolled in Amsterdam for the University of Arts. More direction of art, in direction of fashion, and also dance teacher. So this was a highlight because I mean, coming from the island and auditioning in the Netherlands, where you have like about 400 to 300 people auditioning for that specific year for that class.
You have to be good.
I guess. I mean, I got through and I graduated, you know, successfully. You know, in 2017, I graduated. So that was for me a really accomplishment and also a highlight. And I got to work with different international artists. I got to perform with the MTV Awards in Amsterdam. I actually also, but I was the first Carnival King of the Netherlands.
Oh, really?
I was nominated.
Yo.
Yeah, that was crazy. So I was for 1 year long the King of Carnival of the Netherlands.
Nice.
And I got the opportunity also to open the parade in Rotterdam. And this was in 2022.
Okay.
And I got to choreograph a lot of shows. I got to teach at the different academies. So that's for me a very beautiful experience. But I think the highlight, especially throughout the years, I've worked with the different groups. So toddlers to school kids, the youngsters, adults. And I think the most more attached to are the youngsters, the students, you know, at the school, at the MAVO, at the college. And because I can see myself in them back then, you know? They want to express themselves. But in my time, I never really had a teacher I could go to and say, you know, I want to express myself, but I don't know in which form. Is it in dance? Is it in fashion? And now, because throughout these conversations, I speak with them, they have now more the courage now and also see what all I've done throughout these years to inspire them that, hey, this is possible. And you need somebody who can guide you, that has that experience, that knowledge. So I love, because they're very pure also. They're pure, they're eager to learn. They're much more aware of what's happening out there nowadays.
But you feel that there's a lot of development in art in
Yeah,
Aruba?
definitely. Yeah, I mean, it's getting there. The platform is rolling. I think there should be more happening. I'm trying my best. I mean, I just moved back recently and I'm all over the place.
Is there anything you want to add?
At the moment, I'm really trying to incorporate and trying to get everyone from different platforms to collide. I think that's the most important thing we need to do on the island now. Try to get everybody on board because there's a lot of talent, but there's not really like they say, a house, a platform that the different disciplines can work together. So I hope in the future we can somehow get the courage also to work together, especially for the youngsters. I keep saying the youngsters because they're the future, yeah? They're the future. So hoping for a better future on the island and hope that the passion for art can become a big bomb.
It was really nice to have you on this Faces of Art first edition.
Thank you so much. I mean, this conversation is very important, also what we said, that people can see this, that it's visual, that people can look back and
We
see.
need to inspire people.
Yeah,
It's a constant process of inspiring people to get things going and to lift all the art up.
Exactly,
Yeah,
definitely. We need more of this. Yeah.
So thank you so much, my brother.
Yeah. Lots of love.
So, Paul, welcome to the first Faces of Art documentary.
All right.
Good to have you on board.
Thank you.
So tell me, what's your art? What do you do?
As an artist, I was always known as an airbrush artist, So I love airbrushing from times of the high school and colegio. From my first teacher, Mene de Lisla. He introduced me to the airbrush, and I always took a love for and passion for the airbrush, But as I got older and, I went to school out in Floridale, you learn different other types of media. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's good for artists to always be versatile.
Yeah.
Step out of the box sometimes. And I tell a lot of artists that too. Try to not always stay in your comfort zone. Try to get out sometimes because you might find something that you might love even more.
Yeah.
Which is true because I love airbrushing. I paint vehicles, motorcycles and stuff like that. But once I started doing the canvases and then the walls with a paintbrush, everything changed again. You know what I'm saying? And I stepped out of that comfort zone, that box. And as an artist, I think any artist should always try new stuff.
But is it the same kind of inspiration, or what inspires you to?
What inspires me every day? Just waking up every day and getting creative and thinking already what's my next challenge. Yeah. All my pieces I ever do is a challenge.
But how many years are you an artist? When did you started your to being an artist?
Man, that go way back. I think since kindergarten, clear school.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I used to go to ride solo, and from there I think I was drawing already. Back in the days we had all these cartoon series that's on television.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with Mazinga the Robot, Ultraman.
Yeah.
So I used to look and draw, but since we used to live inside a restaurant in Astoria here in St. Nicholas, I always used to come from school, get my French fries, and be sitting watching TV and drawing,
Okay.
So, and I try to, what I see, draw, and then as I built, I became more creative in coming up with my own characters. And I was more a cartoonist. I love that.
Okay. But do you still do the spray paint, or you don't only do murals at the moment?
I still do spray paint though.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
So
of
the
course.
cars and the motorcycles.
That's my day job.
Yeah, right.
The murals is like my hobby. You know what I'm saying?
So if people want to see your artwork, where can they see it?
Here you got in North also by the hotel area, by Bogarts, YOLO. Okay, it's ex-YOLO now. What's that other one? That pizzeria. And then you got Salty Local too. They had a big Indian mural. And then the one in the sea right in front of Rio Hotel.
Okay.
That big boom with the pelican.
Yeah.
I have that one too.
Do you remember when you sold your first piece?
Maybe if I sold the first piece was maybe with a family member or stuff like that back in the days. But I think the really greatest part is when I first time participated in an art expo in the library. And I sold pieces there. It was the greatest feeling, of course, because they love your stuff.
Yeah, that's it.
So once they buy your piece because they love it, and I'm a person, okay, I try to paint something that I think it's familiar or people can relate to it. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing.
So where are you working on at the moment?
I'm everywhere. Just did for Carnival this past week for the Kids Carnival. They had a whole float from all my murals. So the theme was art, and they chose me as an artist to be in the carnival, to use my artwork in the carnival, which was pretty cool. At the shop itself, we're busy with motorcycles, custom painting them too.
Okay, good.
So, and then this week I got a mural to start up in the main street also.
Okay, good.
So it's a never-ending story, but it's good. I love doing it, you know. So I can't complain.
Okay.
As long as I still have the energy.
That's the spirit.
That's it, buddy.
Hey, Paul, thank you so much.
Thank you, Bobby.
And thank you for being on this documentary.
problem,
and I
brother.
wish you all the best.
Thank you, bro.
You take care.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Hi. Kyle, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Peter. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Great. Thank you so much for being part of our first Faces of Art documentary.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Yeah, you know, as I showed you, you know, we're going to have a lot of kind of art disciplines interviewing, so it's great to have you. So, you know, I'm an artist, you're an artist, and tell me, you know, what does art means to you?
Well, it means different things. It means that we're constantly moving like water. It's a flowing state and it's always changing. Like the currents are changing. I like to play what I feel, but also I like to play sometimes on command because you don't always feel or want to play. You don't always want to play. And it's important to just mean whatever you play. Or when you're improvising, when you're speaking, it's important to just be here in the now instead of just what might happen or what could happen or what has happened.
Yeah.
So I think the more we focus in the now, that the more we create things that really mean something to us and also other people.
Yeah.
The more people can connect with us. Because what I do is I like to compose, and I start sometimes with different rhythms, like, but sometimes I just start with a melody, like,
Okay.
and sometimes I just start with harmony, like. I like to do projects as well, and I do it like 6 months ahead or 12 months ahead, just by focusing on what could I do or what might happen, but also trying to create something that hasn't been created yet.
Okay.
And I try to dive deep in just looking at the piano and thinking about the shapes and movements of how I can do it, so the sources come to me.
Okay. Is there a nice experience or highlight in your career that you want to share with us?
Well, one of the greatest things that happened last year was that I always looked up to a person. His name is Randall Carson. He's also a pianist. He's from Curacao. And we made an album together.
Okay.
They were only solely based on my own compositions, but I wanted his cooperation and collaboration in the tune. So it was a duet piano album. And it was based on the value of our culture and how we can blend it in European harmonies.
But it was also on stage or just album?
It was on stage. It was 2 years ago. We did it here in Aruba.
Okay.
We did it on stage, and it was very fun. Well, we just played a live performance. It wasn't recorded yet, and the past year it was recorded.
Okay, I love the way you talk about your love for the piano and your music. I
Yeah,
love
thank
that.
you, thank you.
What kind of advice would you give younger generation who wants to be musicians, artists, or piano players? What kind of what would you say to them?
Well, a lot of the times as an educator, I try to guide my students instead of teaching them. I try to guide them into what they already like. So that helps for them to explore their curiosity and also to blend in on what they're learning and to really be here in the now, because it's, as I mentioned before, it's super important for them to explore and make mistakes and learn from them, etc. But it also gets boring quickly. So what I try to do is I use different tools, like I like to use AI as well.
Okay.
And with artificial intelligence, I teach them how to use it. For example, if they have any question, they can just ask ChatGPT, or you can have an image generator. You can generate an idea based out of text, which creates and enhances their creativity.
Yeah. But can you tell me more about AI, because that's that's maybe the struggle, you know. Also,
Yeah.
I'm a painter, you know. You can create anything, and you can also AI. You can create whatever kind of music, but you know, there's still the human influence is also very important, right?
Yeah, so what it cannot replace is us as humans because we think differently and we are very emotional as well.
Is there anything else you want to add to this interview? You want to tell and to share with the audience?
Yeah, I think for the future or for this year or for the year to come, I think more artists should come together in different ways, just like Peter is drawing, and based out of flow you can create, and you can create emotion out of a abstract or out of a realist portrait. So I think it's important that we do interdisciplinary projects together, and that we talk more about these questions and these situations of art and how we can take it to a whole other level, because together we're stronger.
It was really nice to talk to you and to give you all the you give me all the nice useful information. So I really want to thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate
And
it.
I wish you all the luck with all your things you do.
Yes,
And
likewise. Likewise.
thank you so much. Hey, how are you doing?
Hey Peter, I'm doing fine.
Good
Thank
to
you.
see you, man.
Likewise. Always a pleasure to see you, my friend.
Yes, you bet.
How are
So
you?
tell me, what do you do?
Well, I'm a cook.
You're a cook.
I'm a cook, first of all, to start off. I'm a cook. I do a lot of things also in between. For the last couple of years, I've been focusing on private cooking. We do a lot of private functions, working with a lot of different artists, where I had the pleasure to meet you.
So what are you doing now?
Well, I have the opportunity, if I may ask you, if you would like to eat something today.
Of course,
Awesome.
of course.
Awesome.
So you're gonna do some cooking art, some food art for me.
I have a blank canvas. Create my culinary art for you
I
for today.
love it already.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. Yeah, do your magic. you
Looking
know?
forward to it,
Yeah.
Peter. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for today, I've created an awesome dish with a couple of nice combinations of flavors for you. Always when we cook, we try to respect everything and respect the whole ingredient. Every part of the ingredient that we use. So for today, we're gonna make a beautiful beef tataki today. So some of the scraps that we cut off to make a beautiful loin.
Okay.
I have it here. We're gonna make a kind of a tartare for you for today.
Oh wow.
For me, it's an honor to, I say, guide the next generation and try to be a best mentor as I can and guide and do my part. I say, everyone has their bit of part of helping our island, and I say this is a bit of my part to help the next generation coming up.
Tell me, I heard a crazy story about you. I heard you cook for your dogs every day.
Oh yes.
I want.
Well, for the last couple of years already, I've been cooking for my dogs, home-cooked meals. For me, it's a pleasure to cook for them every day, you know.
Of course, dogs are family.
Those are my little sweethearts, as I say. Well, it's actually cooking for them. I actually learned how you need to eat for yourself. Beautifully balanced meals, everything well portioned, you know, everything by the grams. Actually, how you're supposed to eat well
You
balanced.
do chicken and vegetables.
We do
or-
chickens, we do some ground turkey, some chicken hearts, chicken liver.
Oh wow.
So I think they eat better than us most days. So
Okay.
also some very important for the gut health. We do some
yeah.
yogurt, some olive oil, some salmon oil. So
I love it.
they live a good life, Peter.
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
live a good life.
Yeah.
So
Is there something you like to share with us? You know, some special memories you had, or some special events you have in the nearby future?
a nice opportunity that we had was with our family. Always when I cook with my family. So I have my mother with me helping as my sous chef.
Okay.
Always my cousins helping as servers. So it's a beautiful opportunity also to have everyone together.
Yeah.
So we had a nice chance to cook for the ex-queen of Holland,
Oh, Princess Beatrix.
Princess Beatrix,
Oh, nice.
at the governor's house. So that was a very nice,
I heard
unforgettable
she's a nice
experience.
person, right?
She was very nice, and she ate our food. She left all the plates empty, so that was
Okay.
for us also a great pleasure. So
Nice. What was your moment that you thought, you know, I'm going to be a cook and not whatever, an engineer or something that popped up, and you say, you know, for the rest of my life, I want to be a cook. Is there something you remember?
well, for us, in our background, we have a Latin American background. My mom and my abuelita, my grandma's from Venezuela.
Yeah, so food is very important for you.
Food has always been a
Yeah.
huge part of the family. You know, it's a bit of a natural, helping out in the kitchen.
But there's a difference between just a regular cook or, you know, food artist.
I think everyone starts in the kitchen with the family, you know? You start in the family. Since I have been about 17, I started in the hospitality or the culinary scene, I say, as a waiter. Build up my way to through the ranks, I say. Then I had the great chance to travel with my chef at the restaurant and a group of local chefs. We went to Peru. Peru, I saw how they look at the food, how they build their flavors, especially how they respect what they do. They respect their products and very simplicity, the amazing passion that these guys put behind the food. And I was like, at the end of the vacation, I was like, chef, do you have a spot for me in the kitchen? The opportunity with him was like a university of learning. So,
Nice story, man.
thank you. Thank you. From the garden, we cook it for a little while with some oil, and this is the final result.
Thank you so much for this interview. Thank you
you,
for
Peter.
being on Faces of Art. And thank you for this. I'm really going to enjoy this. So
Thank you.
Thank
Enjoy,
you so
Peter.
much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Peter.
Good morning.
Morning, Peter.
How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, so good to see you.
Yes,
What a great day to start a day.
it is.
Okay, you want to have a seat?
Sure, let's have a seat.
Good morning, Adriana.
Good morning, Peter. Thanks for coming by to my dance academy.
Yeah, thanks for having us and thank you for joining us on the
Yes,
Faces of Art.
of course.
So, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well, very busy, but I think that's the life of an artist, of a performer, of a dance educator. So we're always doing something.
So, what are your plans for today, for instance?
Well, I just did a little warm up and exercises to get my body going in the morning and in the afternoon, every afternoon, and Saturdays we have classes here at the Dance Academy.
Okay. So, is there anything nice coming up soon? Any shows or something?
Yes, well, we are in the middle of preparing for our annual student showcase that I have at my dance academy. I have 150 students, and they all, from the youngest little ones, the 4-year-olds, up until the more advanced students, will be presenting in Casticultura end of May. A student showcase concert called Believe.
Oh, wow.
So we are in full swing preparations, choreography, rehearsing, preparing for a spectacular show.
Oh, count me in. I would love to see that.
Absolutely.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yes.
So I know you as a dancer, as a performer, and I love what you do. You're a great dancer. And then, is there any memorable thing in your career you like to share with us?
Yes. Well, you know, I think every time an artist takes a stage or does a performance, it's special and unique and memorable. Each time you're creating a different kind of magic, some message that you're sending out into the universe. So I think every time that I do step on stage has lives with me, you know. But in terms of a particular performance, I did have the opportunity to perform for the royal family when they visited, and that was what an incredible day it was. You know, we were assigned to perform down in San Nicolas, and we were on the street, and I even had my pointe shoes on the street, and we guided them as they entered and walked the streets of San Nicolas. And, you know, I remember standing there at this gate and waiting for them to enter. And, you know, my heart was just pounding. I was so nervous. And I remember on the sides where all these kids, on one side was all with the Aruban flag, and on the other side was all with the Dutch flag, and the energy, the excitement.
Sounds amazing.
Yes, and then we went up on the street, and in front of the Museum of Industry, I had a musician there playing tambour, and we performed for them, and everybody swarmed around, and you know, our space, which was this big, became this big, but and you know, they were like right here, like you were sitting here.
Did you manage to talk to them, or?
Well, they did, but I don't really speak Dutch, so
All right.
I just was saying dankjewel, because I didn't know what else to say, because they were just saying to me, I mean, it sounded like they were saying, yeah, it was really beautiful.
Yeah,
I
they're
mean,
nice people.
Yes, and I was just saying, thank you, thank you.
So how do you get started?
Well, I can, as long as I remember, I always wanted to dance. And which is a little bit funny because there is no one that comes from an artistic background in my family. My father's a lawyer. They all wanted me to be a lawyer as well. So, but I just remember always loving to dance. I remember the local school in my town started at 4 years old. And I remember asking my mom, Mom, when can I go? When can I
From
go?
New York, right?
Yeah, from New Jersey, from a suburb right outside of Manhattan. So yes, so I just remember always wanting to do it, and I don't remember how, but that it was something that always consumed me, and that I wanted my life to be in that field. Okay. Actually, I brought something to share with you today, Peter.
Okay.
Which happens to be my very first pair of ballet shoes.
Sweet.
Dance shoes.
Nice.
There's tap shoes in here too. But these, my mom saved. These are my very first pair of Capezio. It's a very popular, long-time brand
has
in
your name in it.
America. Yes, my mom wrote my name in it, size 10.5. You can see, you know, where my toes were, everything. But, you know, the beautiful part about it is that you never know. You know, I feel like I live a dual life as a performer, as a dancer, but then now also as a dance educator. And, you know, I'm welcoming these kids in here who were the same as me.
right.
You know, once a little 4-year-old just dreaming to do classes, and you never know when they put their feet into these shoes,
What's going to happen?
where that takes them. And I always say, you know, how important it is for kids to go on stage, to get that feeling and that sense of what happens when you go out there, and that this whole magical world exists.
So what gives you the inspiration to, you know, to keep going every day, to do what you do, of course, what you love, but you know, it's every day. And can you share something with us?
Well, in speaking about creating dances and choreography and performances, for me, basically life is inspiring. You know, I just always keep my eyes and my ears open. Nature is inspiring. Of course, music is a huge factor for me, other artists, other performers. So I'm always keeping my senses open and aware. But in terms of keeping going, I would have to say it's my students. You know, I live for these 150 kids that come in here and fill this studio with their beautiful energy, their joy, their love. You know, I do it for them to make them really just incredible humans. The name of my dance academy, I chose it specifically. It's called Empower Arts, because as you know, life is never easy for any of us, and we all go through high moments and very low moments. And I created Empower Arts during a very low moment of my life. And I wanted to give these young girls the confidence, the skills, and the belief in themselves that, you know, hopefully maybe they never find themselves in a position I found myself, and that this is a safe space for them where they feel loved and valued and seen. And for me, that's my life.
Great. Adriana, I would like to thank you for this interview, and I love what you do, and
Thank
keep on
you.
doing a good job.
Thanks for including me in the project.
Of course, of course, of course. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mitch, are you ready?
Uy, qué fuerte. My God, the details. Look at the hair, look at the color.
You like it?
Yeah.
Kyle, are you ready?
Oh. Was my beard that full?
Sorry?
Was my beard that full that day?
Yes, yes.
Oh my gosh.
What do you think?
I like the shades. I like the shades. Especially between the glasses.
Yeah.
I like the nose. You got my nose on point.
Of course.
You've been looking at it for quite some time, yeah?
Takes a lot of time, you know, but I did it. I think it's you.
Yeah, you got it.
You happy?
Yeah, I really like it.
Are you ready, Kim?
Yes.
What do you think?
It's confronting to see yourself in a painting, but you did a good job.
Thank you. It's you. You know, there's a lot of depth, you know, from light to dark, and it's, you know, it's oil paint, so there's a lot of depth and you know, nice gloss, and so. You love it?
Yes, I love it. Thank you.
Ryan, are you ready? This is crazy, right?
That's nice.
But it's you.
That's very nice, man.
It took a
That's fucking nice.
crazy amount of work, you know, to get you going, but I think it's you.
Yeah.
I love the depth in your, you know, you're my student, so it's a lot of you know, depth, and
like very
I like the
nice.
reflections in your glasses and the tattoo stuff. Not too much detail, more details in your face, you know, because I want to have the focus on your face. Adriana, are you ready?
Nice. Wow. Beautiful.
It's you?
Yeah, it's me. Yeah, that's me. That's my nose, my sharp nose.
Yeah,
I like the neckline too. It's beautiful.
It took a lot of work, you know,
Shoulders.
to get all the details, but also get the light, you know, the
Yes.
way this is. And,
Right.
and
And I'm used to seeing myself in motion, so it's different to see myself.
yeah. So, Chelsea, are you ready?
Nice, Peter.
You like it?
I love it, man. It's amazing. It's a lot of details, Peter.
I did my best, you know. It was a crazy amount of work, but it is you. And then you're with the knives, and with your expression, you're very friendly, but also tough.
You see, even the details on the knives of the hammer,
Yeah,
of
yeah,
the
yeah,
chisel.
yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. This is my first time seeing something like this.
Yeah.
Of someone painting me, so.
It was a pleasure.
Oh, thank you, Peter. This is
You're-
beautiful.
Paul, are you ready?
You killed it, boy.
You love it?
That's badass, man. Nice, good hairline too, bro.
I loved it with the hands, you know, and your expression. And
Yeah, this is really one of the better paintings of
we
myself.
had crazy pictures of you, you know,
I know.
here, but this one I really loved about because this is you.
Yeah, I'm not serious, you know. So nice. Nice hairline too, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
It's good to have
Oh,
you,
look at the
man.
gray hair, man. No, you're the man. You know that. You kill it always on portraits, bro.
Kevin, are you ready?
Oh, wow. Whoa, that's so beautiful. Oh my God. Whoa. Nice.
You like it?
Very much. And you know, it's the first time I see myself with braids because normally this is not my first portrait, but with short hair, and now it gives it such a different contrast. Like, wow. And this is amazing. The colors, like what you did with
Yeah.
my bears.
I showed it to Lotte, my daughter, and she was really amazed.
But this is something I would actually do in my beard, you know, but put the colors with the glitter, especially for carnival or something. But actually, wow, it's beautiful. Wow, very good.
I'm glad you like it.
job. Wow.
It's you, right?
I know, especially the details. You see the nose ring.
Yeah. I
Really
like details,
well done.
but also,
Wow.
also not too much. It was a pleasure. man.
Oh, this is so moist. Super nice. Really well done.
It was my pleasure.
Wow.
And I you know, my shirt here. Yeah.
I like that you came with that idea.
Yeah.
It's amazing, like the whole set, no? It all comes together now. Like reveal per reveal, you see it all coming together, and you see the art form, the art style, and it takes. It's the way he sees us, no? The details, the corners that he sees that you don't normally see. It's like a different view of yourself. So it's amazing.
Man, they all look amazing. I'm amazed what Peter did with all these paintings. They look super great. Can't wait till I can paint like this one day. Huh?
Of course, you're an amazing, talented guy, you know, so he's doing amazing tattoos. And he did one for me, you know, this is the key of life. He tattooed this while we did the interview. And he did part of this, you know, this is my my father-daughter tattoo. And that's what also, because he's my tattoo artist. So any tattoo I'll do in my life will be with him. And it was amazing.
Amazing. Great.
expression of his face.